David?
Sorry, I'm here. I forgot. I just have a
No
meeting. I
worries.
just finished. Yeah.
No worries. So, David,
Yes.
your topic that you sent in, did you mean should students be able to drive to school?
No, I mean that can students drive vehicles that accept bike to school?
It's like driving a car.
Yes, or motorbike.
Okay. Should students be allowed? I'm just writing this down. Should students be allowed to drive road vehicles to school? Now, what do we think the theme of a topic like that would be? Should students be allowed to drive road vehicles to school? So what do we think is the main idea of this debate topic? The main theme of this debate topic? Because I think it would be perhaps road safety or licensing laws. Because it would be the road safety department of the government's decision as to how old somebody can be before they're allowed to have a license to drive on the road. So either road safety or licensing law. Okay, let's pick one more. And this time I want somebody from the class to make a suggestion, please. I want you guys to answer these questions. Should children work when they are still small? So should children, I'm just writing this down. Should children have jobs when they are young? What do we think would be the theme for this topic?
Work.
Work, good. Can we think of, so that would be labor laws. So the laws surrounding different parts of the population and their right to employment. So in this instance, we would have labor laws or child labor laws. Very good, Star. Thank you. Hello. So, are we starting to get a better understanding of the definition of theme? Just put a message in the chat for me, please. Let me know. Are we starting to get a better understanding of the concept of theme? Okay. I'll fingers crossed take that as a yes. So the next thing that we want to talk about is building arguments or brainstorming arguments to start, brainstorming arguments to start being able to build a defense, to build your side of the argument when you're involved in a debate. Is that better? Can you hear a bit more clearly now, Lucia?
Now,
How about now? Is that any better?
better.
Okay. So we are going to discuss, some example debating topics, and we're going to have a look at some of the potential arguments that we could build on either side of the debate. So both for the proposition and for the opposition. So, I've got a list of a few example debating topics here. So we discussed last week what the motion was, which is the leading statement in the debate. And so we've got some examples of the motion to help us understand what some arguments in favor and arguments against the motion would be. So if the topic was, should schools require students to wear uniforms, the motion that the proposition would make would be something along the lines of, this House believes that schools should require students to wear uniforms. So that is the topic, oh, sorry, that is the motion that is up for debate. So the proposition side of the argument is arguing in favor that school students should be required to wear school uniforms. So some arguments that could be produced in favor of the motion would be, number one, it promotes a sense of equality among students, regardless of their socioeconomic backgrounds. So that argument there is basically arguing that because everybody is dressed the same, students aren't able to identify amongst themselves who are the richer kids, who are the poorer kids. So it basically makes everybody look the same, so no one can be made fun of for the clothes they're wearing. Promotes a sense of equality, you're all the same. Argument number two, it could reduce distractions and peer pressure related to clothing choice. So again, it could be argued that because everybody is dressed the same, children don't have to worry about what they're going to wear, and their friends are less likely to make fun of what they're wearing because of everyone has to wear the same thing. Argument number three could be that it fosters a sense of belonging and school pride. So if everybody is wearing the same uniform, it connects everybody to the school. It makes it like one big community rather than lots of groups of different kids wearing different outfits and identifying with and being friends with the children that are wearing the same thing. So it's it's like a community building, a uniform to build community. And number four, it enhances safety by easily identifying individuals within the school premises.
So the safety aspect now comes into play here on this argument, because you can tell who's supposed to be in the school based on the uniforms that they're wearing. And it makes it more easy to identify people that have just walked into the school, perhaps if they've got some bad intentions in mind. Makes it easier to keep the children safer. So did those arguments make sense with the motion? All right. Edna, to answer your question, the motion is the statement or the topic that is being debated. So just going back to that document I was just reading from, if the topic of the debate is, should schools require students to wear uniforms? If the proposition team is the proposition team who is arguing in favor, if the proposition team is arguing in favor, then their motion would be, this House believes that schools should require students to wear uniforms. I apologize. Is the statement that is up for debate. Did that help, Edna?
Yeah, thank you.
Terrific. Good. Now, we'll jump to the side of the argument. Arguments against the or the arguments that might be made by the opposition. So the first argument would be something like, it limits individual expression and freedom of choice. So some students might not like the idea of wearing a uniform, and they might want to wear clothes that they choose out every day. So because they're being forced to wear the uniform by the rules, it limits their ability to express themselves and wear the clothes that they want to wear. Another argument against school uniforms could be, uniform can be costly and create an additional financial burden for parents. So if parents are already working really hard, if parents are already working really hard to be able to afford to send their children to school, then having to pay for school uniforms, which can sometimes be expensive, is just another burden that the parents have to pay more money they pay out work to keep them in the school. Another argument that could be made is that school uniform does not address root causes of bullying or behavioral issues. So in the argument in one of the arguments was it reduces distractions and peer pressure related to clothing choices. So sometimes kids can bully other kids because of the clothes they're wearing. The opposite side of that argument is that children's choice of clothes that they may want to wear to school, by limiting that with a uniform, it doesn't address the main reason that the children are bullying each other. And it doesn't actually do anything to correct any of the potential behavioral issues that the children might be suffering with. So it's not really addressing the problem. It's kind of just trying to stop the problem dead. And the fourth argument against is it imposes a standardized appearance that does not reflect students' diversity. So that is another way of saying, it's pretty much another way of saying that by making everybody look the same, we're not allowing kids to be who they want to be, dress how they want to dress. And it's not good for helping children be the different people that they all may be. So, did those arguments make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Terrific. Good. So yeah, so that's just one topic that we can take examples from to show how we can build a motion statement and start to build arguments both in favor and against a particular topic or motion. Give me just 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay. So we have had a chance to explore an example of a debating topic, and we've had an example to find out about the motion of the debate, as well as discovering some arguments that could potentially be for and against that argument. So what I want you guys to do now, we are going to talk about a debate topic, and we're going to discuss what a possible motion could be for that topic, and then discuss, some potential arguments for that motion. So I liked the topic, should young children be able to work? So the topic of the debate is, should young children be able to work? Who wants to have a try at coming up with a motion for that topic of debate? Okay, Lucia, what do you think a motion for that topic could be?
Children shall get a bunch of money.
Children shall get a bunch of money. Now, that is an argument for one of the sides of the debate. So I'll start the sentence for you. So first of all, if you were to be the proposition side of the debate, so you agree with the topic statement, then your motion would start by saying, this house believes.
Oh, I agree because I'm working too.
You're working already. Wow. So your motion would be something along the lines of, this house believes that young children, I'm just going to write this down. This house believes that young children should be able to work for pay. good. So if our topic is, should young children be able to work? Our motion, the motion put forth by the proposition team would be, this house believes that young children should be able to work for pay. And that is now the motion that is up for debate. So I'm just going to create two little subheadings here. I'm taking down notes of everything that we talk about. So we have arguments for the proposition. And we also want to come up with arguments for the opposition. So Lucia has already come up with the first argument for the proposition that children can make money by working. Now, does anybody else want to have a try at coming up with an argument for this debate? You can. I'm looking for arguments for either side of the debate.
I think me.
Okay, Edna, what which argument would you like to put forward? What's your argument?
I think that students shouldn't go to get a job and work. Like children should go get a job and work. And they should learn and have activities. Because in our age, we don't have lots of logics. I mean, we haven't learned enough to get much money as an adult, and we just made like just a little bit, which we can make money, but just a little bit. And if we use that time to make money, we will spend our money on making just a little tiny amount of money that we can make if we spend that time on learning. And in the future, when we became an adult, we can make like $1,000 a month, and it will be better for us.
Okay, very good. So your argument would be that children haven't developed enough to earn enough money to make work worthwhile, or to make working worthwhile.
Yes.
Very good. Children haven't developed enough to earn enough money to make working. I'm just muttering to myself as I write these arguments down. These are some good arguments, guys. So I just got a message in the chat. Let me check that. Jenny just came up with an argument that's quite good. Children shouldn't work at an early age because they need to focus on their education. Okay. So children need to focus their education. Very good, guys. Who has another argument that they would like to put forth? It can be for the proposition or the opposition.
Should children use phone when they are young?
Pardon?
Should children use phone when they were young?
Sorry, there's a lot of noise in the background. I'm going to stick my headphone back in. Okay. Could you say that?
No, we're still talking about still talking about should young children be able to work at this stage. Now, a little challenge that I have for you guys is that I want you to think about arguments for the other side. So don't just think about arguments that you don't just think about arguments for the side that you believe in real life. The point of debating is to actually open yourself up to points of view or opinions that you have not considered before. So you actually want to learn to think about an issue from both sides of the debate, because if you can do that, then you are more likely to develop a very well-rounded understanding of the topic. And then that can actually improve your arguments for your own side of the debate. So if you can figure out some of the arguments that your opponents are going to make, you can already think of counter arguments to come back to the things that they're saying, and you can shut their arguments down a lot more effectively. Let's think of a few more arguments, guys. Very good, Jenny. So I'm going to check this message here. So Jenny just sent me a very interesting argument for the proposition. Jenny said that she thinks that children should work when they're little because they will learn to adapt to their future lives, or they will learn to prepare for their future lives. That's a very good point of view.
I think I have.
That's,
I think I
you
want.
think you have one? Give me just 2 moments. I will come back and I will take your point of view down. So learn to prepare for life as an adult. Live independently. Now that's thinking outside the box, Jenny. I'm genuinely very, very impressed with that. Okay, so who had the next point of view? Who had the next argument that they wanted to present?
Me.
Edna, what's your next argument?
Well, I think that, what do you think about extra circular activities? Like we can spend time and like we can develop like our lifestyles, everything around us. And when we do that, we can have we can also learn how to work. But if we work at a very young age, we can have like a very bad decision. Like you would think that it would spend all time on making money because our age, we really like to play and everything. We will love spending our time on money. I forgot about learning. And on the activities that we spend outside, we can learn and like understand the lifestyle and everything around us. We can be free, we can be like enjoy our childhood too, and also we can learn lots of lessons of our lives that will make us be more powerful or success in the future.
Okay, so Edna, your argument is for the opposition, and you think that children should enjoy their childhood because they will develop many of the same skills that they need for working through their extracurricular activities. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Terrific. You guys are coming up with some really good arguments here. I just want to point that out. You're coming up with some very good arguments. Now, and just a note to Jenny, it's very good that you're thinking on the opposite side of the debate, because like I said, if you can think like your opponents, and you can come up with the arguments that they might use in the debate, you can think of counter arguments and ways to shut their opinions down. They will just have a day off on Sunday. So is that another argument for the proposition, Lucia? That children can just have a day off on Sunday. So children have lots of energy. They can
You look
rest
a little funny.
Sundays. Okay.
You look a little funny.
I look a little funny.
Know why? Do you know why?
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Yes, I'm going to tell you. Your head is behind the chat box. Makes your head like a rectangle.
I've never been told that I have a rectangular head before. Thank you, Lucia. Okay. Oh, bless. Okay, Ben, serious face. Ben has just sent me a message, and he's just said, children shouldn't go to work too early because the meaning of life that we learn to get ready for work right away means no knowledge. No knowledge means that children couldn't do anything of work, so it's a waste of time. Ah, very good. So, working too early, a waste of time because we haven't developed job skills yet. Very good, Ben. Okay, so we're going to leave that there for now. But again, those were some very good arguments that you guys came up with, even though Lucy is still laughing at my rectangle head. But those were some very good.
Oh no, I shut the chat box.
Ah. Well,
think-
let me just say, guys, those were some very good arguments that you all came up with. You've really got your thinking caps on, and you're approaching the motion from a lot of different perspectives. There are some very good varied reasons there. And that is also another useful tactic in a debate, because if you can vary your reasons and try and attack your opponent's argument from many different points of view, they're going to have a lot harder time defending their arguments that way. So very well done, guys. You did great. I've got time for a couple of quick questions, and then I'm going to give you some more, get you to continue on with the homework that I gave you last time. So does anyone have any questions about what we've talked about today?
No.
While Emma's on holiday on a lovely beach.
Just look on a background of a beach.
Terrific. Okay then, so your homework for Actually, this homework, it's not due on Wednesday. We'll discuss this homework on Friday a little bit. So you've got a few more days to get this done. But what I want you to do is take those arguments that you sent me in, which were good. I've had a read through a lot of them. I want you to take those arguments and want you to develop them further. So you have developed some good arguments here, but at the moment they are only statements. I want you to take those statements and expand them out to, I'll say at the moment, give me 4 sentences on each argument that you've sent me. So I want you to try and use the teal paragraph structure that we discussed in the last lesson. If I haven't already sent it to you, I'll send you a little guide on using that teal paragraph structure. And I just want you to write me 1 paragraph on each of the arguments that you've sent me in. So that is your homework due Friday. So you've got 4 days to 4 days to work on your arguments. Okay, so if we don't have any more questions, that's today's class, guys. Very well done. We got off to a bit of a slow start, but we picked it up much better towards the end there. You got your thinking caps on. It was great to see. So thank you for your time and attention, and I'll see you all on Wednesday.
Bye.
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 See you.
Bye, everybody. See you
Goodbye.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.